I had a Can't I just be like famous without any work? Like, can't I just get everything I want
first?
All right. Well, fucking. Okay, let's start off. First things first. First things first. We are recording. Can you hear yourself? Okay.
I can't hear.
No, I can't hear yourself. What are you doing?
What are you doing? There we go. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 29 of Conservatish. Our guest today is UnLearn the fucking world. UnLearn the world.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
I like the way you said yes into the mic is very fucking sway in the morning.
Yes.
First things first.
Yeah.
You are a rapper.
I am a man who raps, yeah.
Are you from New York originally?
Born and raised, sir.
Okay, born and raised. Why the fuck are you here? Why are you here?
We're going to get into it because you my man, number one. And number two is like, this is the maniest shit that I'm probably going to have to do this whole week. So.
What do you mean? Is explain why you're here? Or just be on this podcast?
Just be on this podcast.
Yeah,
but,
pretty much.
I try to shorten the entire explanation by saying I came out here for a woman and I stayed for the money. So, suffice it
There's
to say.
money here?
There was. At a certain point.
All right.
At a certain point, there was before I decided to be like an artist. Mm-hmm. Like I was actually running away from being an artist because being an artist is depressing as fuck and you're broke.
It is.
And I was getting evicted from my apartment. Right. And I owed all types of money in rent, and like people owed me money from like music industry shit, and I wasn't getting it. So I got kicked out of my apartment. I was living with my brother. Suffice it to say, things weren't going well in his household. Can we say that?
You can say
we could cut all the.
There were some issues in his house.
It wasn't a happy home,
right?
And I could kind of like take the temperature of the room and figure out that this shit wasn't going to go anywhere. So like rats from a sinking ship, I had to go somewhere, and at the same time, I was dating this girl on some long distance shit, and I decided to come out here and be with her because I loved her.
Now, you are a black man. I want to dissect this, please.
Okay.
I don't like Kim's ass. I don't fucking see it as attractive to me. I don't know
what Kim are we
fucking Kim goddamn Kardashian.
Okay, all right.
Now I understand that I'm not a black
asses. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean?
I don't understand why that's automatically everybody's like go to. Because I'm listening to radio, I'm listening to hip hop. I'm a part of the community, but like I don't see that as attractive. I'm sorry, like give me a skinny
fat asses as attractive.
Yes.
You're bugging. You're bugging, my friend. Are you trolling? Like, are you dead ass? You dead ass
All
serious?
right, it depends on the ass. Give me a fucking. I'll tell you what. So Kim Kardashian, I'm not feeling her. I'll fuck her because she exists, but I don't. I just don't feel her.
Who are your top three in your wish list?
See, okay.
Who are your top three that if you were in a committed relationship,
I know
you
one
would
of them.
the hall pass to say like, yo, we is in the same room. I got a beat. Like, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? Like, give me three. I'm gonna quietly judge you. As you give me
looks alone. Looks alone.
I'm talking about everything. Don't give me just look. We're not doing the nuance shit. No.
Okay, in her day, I'm gonna say Fiona Apple. I know she's a fucking.
All right,
don't say.
Trash. You're trash. You're over. This conversation, it's a non-starter. This motherfucker said Fiona Apple?
Would you say it's uncouth?
As the first broad? You dead ass? Are we serious?
Listen. All right,
you got me in the red. I know my shit, my sound waves.
No, I have not. I've always been the guy who's too loud and everybody else is too quiet. But we don't have a problem with that this episode.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Now, all right. I'm just saying that's first. This
conversation's
off the gate. I'm not saying she's number one
Olsen
hottest.
Twin, just so we're clear.
She's like a what?
She's like a third Olsen twin. Just so we're clear.
I said in her day. I'm not saying her all ghost-like.
In her day.
All right, fuck that. Give me
she
a
was
goddamn...
ghost-like in her day.
No, she was not a ghost-like in her day. Hang on one second. I got to find this bitch. Hang on.
You're going to have to make your case, sir, because...
All right, ready?
This conversation is going bad.
Okay, Google. Fiona Apple 90s. All right, ready?
Here's a matching video.
Yeah, I know, bitch. All right, hang on. Let me see. Let's see. Apple fruit. Okay, come on. Even just from the beginning of that.
Fuck out of my face.
What do you mean, fuck out of my face? Look at the criminal video.
No.
Look at that.
I've seen the criminal video.
You can't tell me that
okay. Video.
You can't tell me that that's not fucking licious.
All right.
Now, I'm not saying she's number one. I'm just saying
she came into number one.
No. I wasn't qualifying her as the number one. I'm saying she's the first one that came up into my head.
Fam, I said name your top 3.
I don't know if I have a top 3. Do you know how many fucking delicious girls exist in this world?
That's my whole point. Like I could have said name your top 3, and you could have immediately said, "Yo, girl at the coffee shop." You know what I mean? You could have said like, yo, I went to high school with this one shorty.
This is what I'm saying. I was in Safeway earlier. I was in Safeway earlier, and I saw a fucking and broke my heart like twice. So you can't. I'm not saying that. All right, let's start. Okay, so hold on, who's your number one then? Let's if you had to. Because I need a hall pass with like every girl. That's what I'm saying. I need a hall pass with like every girl. I'm
obsessed with like Instagram models. There's certain Instagram models that are like
okay.
Like Jesus.
Oh, okay. Kimmy Granger. You know Kimmy Granger, porn girl?
No.
All right.
No, there's a difference between Instagram models and porn girls.
Of course there is. I'm not saying that.
Porn girls who have Instagram. And then there's Instagram chicks who you wish did porn. You see what I'm saying? So
yes,
like
sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And I'm prefacing this by already saying like this is a misogynistic conversation. So
whatever.
All the hyper woke women. My apologies.
No.
But we having a conversation about women, so
they love us.
Get into
they
it.
love us, and they understand. They understand the deal. All right, here we go. Look at it. This is Kimmy Granger. Look at that face. Look at that fucking.
She's cute. She's
fucking cute, man. I would fucking ruin her life.
I'll do it a favor.
I'll do it
a favor. I'm not mad.
All right. So what's the name of an Instagram model that you prefer?
Bella Potente.
Bella Potente. You got to Google that shit right now.
I'm gonna Google the fuck out of it right now.
Because I'm understanding. This is what I'm saying. New York. This energy is different from San Francisco energy. See how you had to go. I apologize to all the women in. Stop. You understand that's not.
Okay, I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm one of those people who I say get the fuck out of here about 100 times a day to keep my teeth white, and my teeth ain't that white, so imagine how many times I gotta say it.
I don't understand what that means.
Like in terms of just like political correctness, in terms of just like looking at shit, like get the fuck out. Like
exactly.
So I say that all the time, but I've over the course of the last maybe year or so,
sure,
considering that the majority of my really good friends are women, I have now entered the realm of understanding like what women have to confront on an everyday basis when it comes to things like toxic masculinity and patriarchy, and I have those conversations and all that. That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna fuck some chick like that. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
I get it.
So
you know
what I always go back to Patrice O'Neal. You know Patrice O'Neal?
I do.
He would always say, "But you feel me, right? Like I don't have to have the right word. You feel me. You fucking feel." So New Yorkers understand that, but Bay Area people, they just take, word means bad. Word means this. You know what I mean? You can compartmentalize it. You can feel me.
Why can't I don't have reception in here. Why is that? Because my phone's
I don't know. No, it's probably not. We're in some.
We're like in a bunker.
We live a hard life.
Yeah,
what's her Bella
who? Potente. So BELLEPOTENTE.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But see, even then,
she got ass.
Even then,
and she got ass.
She does have ass.
Okay.
But like, I don't like a whole lot of thigh. There's a difference between ass and thigh. This is what I'm saying. This is why me and the black, I don't understand it, dude. I don't understand it because I've been with fat girls before.
Are you saying that it's
I'm not saying it's exclusive.
The desire for thick women is an exclusive thing to black people? Is that what we're saying?
I didn't say exclusive, but it is more prevalent. Absolutely.
Okay, so first of all, let's clarify my blackness, right? Because I'm Afro-Latino. So
really?
I'm Dominican. Yeah, I'm 100% Dominican. Both of my parents are from Santo Domingo. I grew up in Washington Heights.
100%.
100% Dominican, right?
That's why you said arroz con gandules the way you did.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, I grew up with a spectrum in terms of blackness. I grew up with like very fair-skinned Dominicans,
right,
and very dark-skinned Dominicans, right? But always, it didn't matter whether they were all the way black or all the way light. I liked thick women with thick thighs, fat asses, big breasts. Like that to me was always beautiful.
Sure.
Hands down.
I'm not saying it's not beautiful. But I am saying there are a lot of women what I'm gonna say.
I don't know what he's gonna say.
You don't know what I'm gonna say.
I'm waiting for it.
Ladies and gentlemen. But there are a lot of women who are trying to ride the I'm thick train, but they're not thick. They're just
fat.
Yes. And I don't like that shit. And I'm not saying Bella Potente is that, but I'm saying that thigh meat just by itself.
Thigh meat ratio.
That's a whole lot of shit. I can handle it. It's not I can't handle it or wouldn't, but if I'm going preference, I like a little girl I can just throw around the room a little easier. You understand what I'm saying?
I think it's more satisfying when you can throw them around the room and there's something to throw around. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know I said Fiona Apple, and I said we started up.
If you don't knock it off, Fiona Apple. That was your number one. That was your number one. Like I was like, yo, fam. Like I
couldn't think of some of them.
So
all right,
we're gonna dissect a couple of things going on here.
Please.
One is the hype and the myth of Kim Kardashian, right?
Thank you.
She was hot all of like 2 years before she got like really tainted and plastic.
That ass is fat. It's fake anyway, man.
It's fake. It's a massage. It's augmented is the word, right?
Yeah. It's augmented.
But now, and that actually segues into the larger conversation.
What's the larger conversation?
The larger conversation is women who are augmenting themselves to have those kind of features.
Okay.
Right? It is in vogue. It is the body du jour.
It is the body du jour, right? And there are a lot of girls
thick women with curves, so to speak,
sure,
is a new standard of beauty, right?
Right.
It isn't.
I don't feel like
because in the 90s you had like the White Snake hoes who was like in the rock videos who were hella skinny and like had thong bikinis with no ass, but people loved it, right? Like it was whatever.
Right.
But over the course of and to your point, I think saying it was a black thing, which is what I think you were saying.
Yeah, it is, man.
I think
it's more prevalent in that community,
right? Because the standard of beauty had changed with the popularity of hip hop music and hip hop aesthetic.
Sure, maybe it's that.
So because within urban communities and among people of color, we celebrate women who have curves. Sure. It became this thing where, you know what I'm saying? And then, in any case, fast forward years later, women are getting their asses done, they're getting their bodies redone, all types of shit is going on.
Right.
Now they're just looking like caricatures of themselves. Like
exactly.
I was literally just having this conversation earlier today, like women with extremely small waists, the size of this fucking Sprite bottle, and then asses the size of this table. Right? Like that shit is just, it's getting out of hand. Waist trainers and all types of other bullshit. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
To hear fucking 40 say, put a cup on her booty. Goodness. That's what it is, though. You could say, like that type of ass, Oakland ass, it's never been something I've been into. Like, I understand
it's not necessarily Oakland ass. I think you're still trying to paint it as a black thing. Like they ain't white boys trying to fuck.
No, there are.
Videos,
there are.
Like, you know what I mean?
Here's what it is for me. It's not even, there are some women who I look at and I'm like, fucking ridiculous, right? I would absolutely goddamn lootly. But it's similar to, okay, you know what it is?
I see what you
Here's what it is. Here's what it is. I don't like being told what I'm supposed to fucking like. Who's
telling you have to like that?
The whole fucking society right now.
Well, could you like Fiona Apple?
No.
Intervention is needed. Fuck out of here. If that's your go-to, like
it's not my go-to. It's just the first one that came up in my head. That's all I'm saying. Look at this fucking girl, Queen of Blood. For the love of God,
I don't even. The name is already trash. I don't. Queen
Are you?
of Blood. Is this like some gothic?
No, it's not gothic. Stop it. So what are you doing?
Throw this
I bought that fucking Sprite for you, goddammit.
I appreciate
Look at it.
you.
Look at it. Oof. Look at that shit. Come on, man.
Nah, she alright. She cool.
That's what I'm saying.
She alright. She cool.
But like I kind of like skinny. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying shapely. I'm not saying flat.
I like well proportioned women on the thick. I like accentuated features. That's just how I grew up. That's how I was raised. I'm not like that because I'm genetically predisposed.
Are you serious? Come on, man. A little bit.
Nah,
a little bit.
Nah, because I've been with it. No, because I've been with the extremely skinny girls. My last girlfriend was thin, and not petite, but like thin. Like, you know what I'm saying. I've been with skinny girls,
right?
But like if I had standard. If I had a type, it would be like a chick who's on the thicker side of things. Now, to your point before, what you were saying about like like heavy set women
Right.
getting a pass or
Right.
trying to like sneak under the guise of being thick.
I don't like that
shit.
shit.
That's a problem. And what adds to that problem is thirst ass dudes.
Sure.
On the web or on the interwebs.
All right. Yeah.
Giving them
That's
that
true.
credence. I mean, I used to be on POF, right? Right? I mean, we're gonna keep it real today. We're gonna be on this fucking show. We're gonna keep it fucking real. You been on POF? I know you.
What POF?
Yeah,
I'm sure. I
site.
dipped my toe in that shit. Absolutely. I was more like when I was Tinder or OkCupid or
okay. You have money. Okay, good for you. Good for you. Good for you. You went on the paid sites. Good for you. I was broke as fuck,
man. I didn't like that shit. I'm better in person.
I needed some other shit. I'm
way better in person.
So in any case,
yes,
dating sites in general, but POF in particular, right?
Okay.
Because that's my experience, right?
Okay.
You would have these women who were good looking and like they would do the angles because heavyset women always do the angles to make them look like they're like.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
right.
I'm gonna
From the
shoot
top up,
from the
right.
face. In any case, but cute women because I'm attracted to the face more so than anything else.
Sure.
Personality more so than
Absolutely.
anything else.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Wait. I'm gonna interject. The music that bitch has written. You can't say the Fiona Apple. That music alone can't make her more attractive. That stands for something.
100%.
Thank you.
I can promise you that if I sat here with a conversation, I hadn't had a conversation with Fiona Apple, I'd probably want to fuck her. I would probably.
She's a nut job too. You know she's a fucking dirty.
Yeah. The crazy ones do it better.
Yes, sir. Anyway, continue your point.
Okay. In any case, so. My experience on dating sites in general is that women who are good looking but not in the vein of a Instagram model or Kim Kardashian or any of these celebrities that we think are beautiful, right? Will still have that kind of attitude because they're literally getting an influx of dudes sending dick pics, asking them their name, trying to get at them. So it raises your level of self-perception, right? If you walked out your house, right, right, in all your transformative glory, right? Because I celebrate everything that's going on here, bro. You are like a fucking hero in my eyes. In any case, in all of your transformative level up, glow up,
I didn't know how I could get more sexy than I already was. It's incredible.
Really,
I don't know what the fuck.
You broke the mold. Jesus Christ. Kudos to you. In any case.
Thank you, sir.
You and all your level of glory, right? If you walked outside and from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the evening, you had women offer or solicit themselves to you, it would give you a very skewed perception of how good looking you were.
I'm gonna say true. I'm gonna say something a little mean, but I'm not saying it from. I'm not saying I'm like all over the board judgmental. What I am saying though,
this guy.
I have, dude. This is what I'm saying. Like, because I can't post these things. I have to just talk it out with someone who understands.
Because you know somebody's gonna get at you. Somebody's gonna.
Of course. But there's nobody who listens to something and doesn't get offended at least a little bit. You gotta take it. Yeah, all right. So this is what I'm saying. Being willing to. I don't have a lot of time. I'm just gonna say.
Dancing all over this shit.
Being willing to fuck you the first time doesn't mean being willing to fuck you the second. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll be attracted enough, right? But if the girl has a personality where she's acting better than, where she's acting like I'm the shit, and you're like, I've slept with you now. I know you're not the shit. You don't have, like, you know what I mean? You don't have the humility to be like a bat, like to be a ride or die type of shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you're not working on your personality, just because I fucked you the first time doesn't mean you're attractive enough for me to continue to seek you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
This is how fuckboys start.
What do you mean this is how fuckboys start?
Because I feel you. I feel what you're saying.
Okay.
Right? And we've all been there. We've all done the fuckboy shit. I would hope so. Like,
all right, now, what's your definition of the fuckboy shit?
Fuckboy is a dude.
Because it changes.
Today's fuckboy is yesterday's player.
Okay, but calling it fuckboy is a way for a woman to get power in it. Because player used to be guy who's running through a bunch of girls and the girl feels helpless.
New conversations about toxic masculinity and all this other shit, right? Okay. We've evolved. We've gone past. So like the idea of a fuckboy, in my opinion, isn't necessarily just a dude who's just sleeping around with a lot of women. I think it's a dude who's sleeping around with a lot of women.
Sure.
And hinting at the potential of making a commitment, but then reneging on that or becoming emotionally unavailable after the fact. So you're basically toying with somebody's emotions. If you out here fucking hella women and you're very like, I'm a full disclosure, we're not exclusive, I'm seeing other people, and they still with you, and they still rocking with it, you gotta chalk that up to the game. If you get hurt, that's, you know what I'm saying. But if the dude with you saying, hey, you know, it's just you and me, and then you hear, yo, I'm seeing homeboys with so and so, and you have to ask them questions, and you feel
straight up lying, that's bullshit.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm on board with that. But why don't we have, in this community of the way we talk about this, why don't we also talk about the other side? Meaning this.
There are
a lot of females.
There are a lot of fuck girls out here.
Not just fuck girls.
When I tell you. There are a lot of fuck girls out here.
It's conservativepodcast@gmail.com.
But
I'll take good care of you, bitch. Now, here's what I'm saying. But not just
guys fall into it. We fall into it,
but not just girls who will fuck meaninglessly, but girls who will lie and say, "Oh, I just care about sex. That's fine. I don't care about feelings," but are lying to themselves or to the guy because they are wanting more.
Of course,
we don't talk about. We don't frown upon that. That's fucking frownable.
I think all of it is frownable. I think guys lying to get pussy is frownable.
Sure.
I think women lying to get a boyfriend is. We lie about different things.
Right.
Women will lie about being comfortable with a completely sexual based relationship as a means to thinking that they're gonna change him or that their pussy's that golden that he's gonna want to wife them.
And that's
so they'll lie about
no pussy is that golden. Right? That's all I'm saying. No dick is that golden. No pussy's that golden.
Speak for yourself, fam. I've ruined lives out here. I'm just saying.
I have Yelp reviews.
Oh Lord. Okay. In any case, and men will lie about their willingness to commit because they just want to know what the pussy feel like.
Touche.
You know what I'm saying? They just want to know what and that's some real G shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean but women will also lie, but and it's not even what we lie about, it's who we lie to. Men will lie to women about their willingness to commit. Women will lie to themselves about the man that they are with. Right. Like you're not fooling me.
And we get excited about different shit at different times. So some Patrice used to talk about, like, just because you love me first doesn't mean I have to make believe, like, I don't have to say I love you back right away. You know what I mean? Like
that doesn't obligate
you grow on me. You know what I mean? But like up front, I'm selling a lot. Like I always talk about it. Like I have to have a car and I got a podcast and I'm a musician. I'm the star of the show and I got this and I got money and I got a job and I got this. You know, I have to have all this stuff. You just have to be pretty first up. Not. I'm saying first up. Second date, yeah, you have to have a lot more. You have to be bringing more to the table. But I have to bring all of that to the first date.
And that's a consequence of our own toxic masculinity.
Okay, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Toxic masculinity. That is a consequence.
What does that mean? Explain it to me.
We have set it up that way, where we have wanted women to just be subservient and just to do what they're told and to just kind of like be there when we want them to be. Right? Because we're the men and we're the protectors and all of this bullshit, yada, yada, gender roles, yada, 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 right? So a lot of women, not all, but a lot of women have then taken that cue and said, okay, well, in order for me to be with the man, I need to make sure that he has all these things to feel protected, to feel like I'm with a man, confident, you know, assured of themselves, stable, right? Stability is another thing. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, maybe a piece of it, but I also feel like that's also just nature in self. Meaning, like, we're attracted at different times to different things. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like,
and back to the whole point about men and big asses or whatever the case is, right? Men have a physical response to the shape of a woman because it's something primal in us,
right?
About, you know, child rearing and all of that. Remember the term child rearing hips and all of that. It's something that we respond to just instinctually in terms of body, right? Because that's just what we're out for. Women also have the physical traits about men that they respond to, but also other aspects of our personality and our behavior, right? alpha males for whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like the self-assured, cocky guy can get women quicker than the self-deprecating, lonely. You know what I'm saying? So there's different things, but it's really a matter of like what we are willing to admit to ourselves about. I
will say this when it comes, and I've talked about this too. Oh, by the way, this is all for you. I got you a chocolate cupcake. These are fucking spicy as shit. Okay. But if you like spicy,
he knew a fat boy was coming. He knew.
Well, you said I asked you what you wanted.
And
I'm the best. See that, everybody? I'm the best podcast host. But
oh Lord,
oh dear,
oh Lord.
But I will say this. You said, the alpha male will get a certain time. So here's what I feel. Genuine ass masculinity is not toxic. Now let me explain what I mean by this. Okay. Genuine ass alpha is an honest motherfucker. A fake alpha is dishonest, will be a liar, will be a manipulator, rather than just being automatically
That's human
alpha.
Nature. People are gonna lie with what they can get away with, and men get away with a lot. We get away with so much shit.
Okay,
right? And it's just over maybe like the last 2 years. The dynamic has changed where we recognize like, yo, maybe we can't get away with a lot of the fuck shit we've been doing over the past, I don't know, 10,000 years of evolution. All right,
maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Like this, maybe just for like 2 years, we got to take a break. 2 years.
But
like, you know what I mean?
I hear you. But that also, okay. Because sometimes it's sliding all the way to the other side where girls are making believe that they're not attracted to what they're fucking attracted to.
And I think
your pussy decides that, not your college degree, bitch.
So I think what you're speaking to is a larger point, and I think I'm starting to get what your issue is. Your issue is the double standard by which men are judged for having superficial standards, and you know, to that we have like certain things about certain aspects of our masculinity or our personalities or our desires that are being shunned or looked down upon, as if women don't have the same thing.
Yep.
Right? Like women have the exact thing. Women know they're going to fuck you within 5 minutes of meeting you.
Yeah. God bless their hearts, man.
You know what I'm saying? They know that. Guys will talk themselves into fucking somebody.
Yeah.
Right? But women will know, and if the answer is no for them, it's 100% no for them. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guys think we still have a shot after years, and we'll lie to ourselves.
True.
That's how we end up in friend zones, because we'll lie to ourselves thinking that it was gonna like, oh yeah, one of these days,
but
buy her the right cupcake.
But there are some females, and I'm not saying even some, younger especially, who know the power that they have, and intentionally or otherwise, 100, unconsciously, abuse that power as well.
100% we are agreed. There's no dispute about that. 100%.
There was a girl I was talking to a couple of months ago that comes into my head. I gotta be careful with the way I say it, because I don't think she listens. But I gotta be. I wasn't really all that.
You ran into it,
but she was kind of there. You know what I mean? Now that doesn't mean that I was gonna sing songs. I wasn't dishonest about it, but the way I approached it was like, oh, I think she's flirting, so let me make a move. And then it was like, no. It was like, oh, okay, so it was a no. And then a couple months go by, and I'm like, oh, there's some, like, I feel like there's some, you know. And so, and so there was a point where we were texting back and forth, late at night, like 9:30 till like 11:30, 12. Come on. You don't text pictures or screenshots of pictures, not even dirty pictures. You don't do that with just a friend, right? She was enjoying, and I don't blame her. She was enjoying male attention because it made her feel wanted, because the guy she actually was interested in wasn't fucking with her no more, okay? Mm-hmm. She felt rejected, right. So she was going to get the male attention wherever she could get it. And then when I did make a move again, then it was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so I was like, and so I had to cut her off. Now, I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but I am saying it's not all my fault. She knows once you're 12, you realize as a female, there is some power about me that I was given. Now, I'm not saying we need to be resentful about that, okay? Right. But be honest. Be fucking honest that this is, I have a friend, she's going to come on the show later. who talks about like knowing she was sexy, like young, you know what I mean? Like knowing she could play with people a certain way and not maliciously.
That's men sexualizing women. Right? I could ask.
No, that's nature.
No, that's men.
That's fucking nature.
That is men sexualizing women.
How can you turn that off? You can't turn that off.
I'll give you an example. Okay, so just as a parallel example, unrelated to gender, right?
Okay.
Me, I grew up. I'm Dominican, right? I look black. I identify as black because I'm Afro-Latino, right? Okay. I grew up with white people. I grew up. The woman who raised me until I was 13 years old was Jewish.
Okay.
Grew up in a Jewish household. Right, I grew up just very matter-of-factly knowing, hey, this is my mom. She looks different from me, whatever the case is. Right. It never occurred to me, or it was never like put into my brain, oh, you're black and you're different. The world told me that.
Okay.
It was the world. It was like going to like synagogue and being called a phony because I'm the only black kid around, and little things like that, where it started making me look at my own blackness. Right. I would say that using that as an example, women in many cases are the same. They live their lives as little girls perfectly fine. And it's not until a man sexualizes them that they realize, oh shit.
Okay, like, agreed.
Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? But that's men doing it. That's not
but
saying.
But that's not. Okay, but that I feel like I agree.
Point, at a certain point, it either makes them extremely uncomfortable or they own that shit. And then they recognize, like, they step into it and they can manipulate it and they know how to, like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, you have whole conversations about women saying, hey, I don't have a lot of female friends. I have a lot of guy friends. And you have those conversations. And it's like, yeah, you're 100% right. Women will want male attention.
Right.
In the case that the person that they want it from is not giving it to them.
Right.
Right.
All I'm saying is, as far as sexualizing go, a girl can't decide. Like, the same thing in Brad Pitt. Say Brad Pitt and I are both on a BART train. And there's a delicious, say there's Fiona Apple right across the fucking BART.
Delicious and Fiona Apple are not in this, they're not put in the same sentence, fam. In any case,
mean.
Go ahead.
Now, here we go. So,
Pete's World. Go ahead.
Now, say Fiona Apple is attracted to Brad Pitt, not attracted to me. Now, I'm not saying she's the devil for not, but I'm saying if we both are looking at her, the same animus, if you will, to get weird, the same animal instinct is in Brad and I. Same shit.
100.
She can't turn mine off just because she's not attracted to me. Now, once I make a move, and I should stop being an asshole if I do get a definite rejection and take it like a fucking man and say, all right, I was just, hey, hey, respect, right?
Yeah.
But it's my fucking job to try. It's my fucking job as being the animal that I am.
I don't know if it's your job to try as much as it's you gauge whether or not you can shoot your shot.
You gauge. No, I know.
You totally gauge. It's not your job to try.
But a girl saying like, oh, don't look at me that way. Hang on. What if I was someone you were attracted to? Then all of a sudden it's okay for me to look at you that way. You understand? You can't decide when I'm going to be turned on or not. That's something that was in my body.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? This is fucking, we're talking evolution. Right. We're fucking, if we are monkeys and fucking fish growing out of the goddamn, then the reality is there's something in, as a 40-year-old version, tackle the gazelle. Yeah. There's something in us that says tackle the fucking gazelle. Now, I'm not saying tackle.
And your gazelle's Fiona Apple. In Pete's world.
I'm telling you, man. Don't make me Google right now.
In Pete's world, Brad Pitt is riding a bus. And Fiona Apple is ultra hot out here.
Dude, that girl, with her face, dude, her lips. All right, continue.
All right,
do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, and I wouldn't disagree with you in that you're right. But I think that, especially now in this climate, right? Like we as men have to take some level of responsibility, engage.
Sure.
Whether or not that kind of advance and that kind of conversation is welcomed, right? Like, we can't just shoot our shot and just wait for the no. Like, I'm just going to shoot it anyway. Law of averages, I'm going to just shoot at anything. And, you know what I mean?
Okay, I think we should be allowed. That's just my personal opinion. And part of the reason why is, and when did you move out here?
I moved out here first time 2003, so 15 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. So how old were you when you moved out here?
21. 22.
Okay.
22. I was 22.
Okay, so you know the difference on a real tactile basis of females in New York and females in the Bay.
100.
Okay. Females in New York can defend themselves, not defend, but like, you know, can say like they're more comfortable with something, with sexual energy coming at them and know how to handle that shit more than a Bay Area.
But I think that speaks to New Yorkers being a lot more direct than people in the Bay Area.
Which is another word for direct is honest.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like women in New York, you shoot your shot, they'll curve you, and you guys keep it moving. And
exactly,
the man will understand and respect it just as much as the woman will continue to keep it going on. Right. And I think women, from my own experience out here, there's no, and then there's not now.
Interesting. See, now that's even more. See that even more goes to my point where I was saying
it becomes a spectrum. There's no. And you have to recognize and respect when no is no.
Of course.
And then there is not now. And
I can't tell you how many times I have tried a certain approach and it been like, oh, but like 2 girls ago, it was like I wasn't hard enough. You understand what I'm saying? Every girl's different. So when we do that try, you can't hate us for trying. Like we can learn how to be more respectful.
Yeah. Men shouldn't be shamed in trying to gain the favor.
Yes.
And I think we're in an era now, because we're trying to be hypersensitive and respectful, where everything is like, oh, God forbid you should ever try to date a woman.
Right.
You know
or even like hit on a coworker. Are you out of your fucking mind? First things first, 14% of people who are in relationships met their fucking their significant other at their work. Let's start there. Number 2, if you really, I understand power dynamics, but I tell this story all the time. When I was working at Cheesecake Factory, son, everybody's fucking everybody at Cheesecake Factory. And not just that, the 32 or 33-year-old manager girl who's fucking the 21-year-old dishwasher, Puerto Rican dishwasher. Stop.
Why you gotta be Puerto Rican, though?
I'm saying he literally was Puerto Rican.
I'm never eating at Cheesecake Factory again. The way you're saying is a fucking cesspool orgy in there.
It is, dude.
Fuck that cheesecake. I'm good. I'm fucking
Everybody
cool.
in the restaurant industry is between like, especially at Cheesecake Factory, the hosts are all like fucking like 17-year-old girls who just, you know, they know, you know, it's their first job, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. Or it's dishwashers who are like old men like me, you know what I mean? Like who have been fucking run through the game a couple of times, just getting out of jail and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, my people.
Damn.
And
yeah.
You know, and everybody's kind of, there's all kinds of weird little sex games. And to try to make believe that we don't have the junk that we have is silly. Now, I understand we need to be respectful. I understand that we've been foul for a long time. I get that. But I am saying, girls, don't make believe that you're not into what you're into by the fucking way. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that the pendulum is swinging.
Right.
But let's not go fucking crazy to the point where we just make believe like a girl, like, oh, I love having power. No, stop. You don't fucking, you know what I mean? Like, even Ronda Rousey's dude is can, you know, not literally, but can beat her ass if necessary. Even Ronda Rousey's dude can protect her.
Right.
He's a dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, even though she's misbeat everybody up.
Yeah,
you understand?
I think what we're talking about is being shamed about trying to like courtship. Right. And like having a certain approach. I think there's wooing. Right? And I think there's ways to do it and there's ways not to do it. And I think that what's being called into question is the abusive way that men historically have approached women for sexual favor and using positions of power to obtain that. And I think that's what's being called into question in this current climate.
For sure.
And I think that that's what ultimately needs to be checked. Sure. But at the same time, not every man saying that you're pretty is sexual assault.
Yeah. Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying in that respect. Like, not every time, if I say that you're pretty or hey, your hair looks nice, that's not like, oh, now I feel unsafe because like I'm
right.
Like, let's just chill. Just say your hair look nice. I'm not trying to fucking
right.
Like, you know.
Or if I you know, quote unquote slide into your DMs, sometimes that fucking works. Sometimes a girl is open to that, depending on if we've already met or, you know, the right way or the right type of approach or the right type of whatever.
I think it's just the connotation that goes is slide into the DMs.
That's what I'm saying.
That term in and of itself. It
feels slimy.
It 100% feels slimy.
But it shouldn't feel slimy. Like, I understand you have girls. I understand you have all
mode
kinds of dick.
Maybe I don't have your fucking phone number. How about that?
There you go. I understand it's hard, and I'm not comparing necessarily, but I am saying it's difficult. It's got to be fucking insane. Besides all the assault or whatever, it's got to be fucking insane to have dick coming at you all the time. Like Chris Rock used to say, "Would you like some dick?" You hold open the door. Want some dick? Right? Yep, exactly. That's what it always is. But just feel what I'm saying right now. Not you, because you understand. Every female is born with, even if you're not all that cute, whatever, every female is kind of born with something special, right? There's not even like pussy. I'm saying just the energy of female energy is so beautiful and so attractive and so, oh my, I love girls, right?
Right.
But every man is born with, I will never get fucked unless he does something different. Not every man, but pretty much. Okay, let me explain what I mean. Here's what I mean.
Walk me through this, yeah.
Why do you have those rings on?
Because I like stones and I like silver.
Okay. Why else? Don't tell me it's just that. Yeah. Don't tell me it's just that. We all have to, I have to talk my way into sexy. I have to talk my way into sexy.
If you're going to try to say that my fresh is a result of me trying to get pussy.
I'm not saying it's the only reason. Calm down. But I am saying we are sexy for different reasons. You know what I mean? I have had, because of my performing, because of certain, the way I talk or the way I discuss certain things, the way I approach makes me sexier. A female does not have to have a certain approach or a certain, I don't, you know what I mean? It's an exaggeration.
Speak for yourself. That's you.
No, I think
in general, genders in general, whether male or female, I think we need to start reassessing everybody. Everybody needs to start reassessing what we consider to be attractive and how we go about expressing that and wanting to obtain that or trying to get that. We need to just kind of reassess that. You know
well, let me...
And we need to hold people to different standards. So if a woman's going to look down on me if I live with my parents still at a certain age, or I should have just as much right to judge you. Right? Don't.
Facts. Do you know how many like independent women are on their fucking their daddy's fucking Blue Cross right now?
Like on some G shit. Like sometimes in the past I've quietly judged women over a certain age who still live with their parents.
Sure.
And the only reason I've done that in the past is because women would have judged me. Okay, if I'm having a date and I tell you that I'm living with my parents, your brain automatically is like, I'm not really.
Okay, but it won't keep you from fucking her the first time. Let's be real. If the rubber meets the road,
it might not even keep me from fucking her the second time. I'm just saying,
that's what I'm saying.
It's just kind of a thing. It's a chink in the armor.
It's a chink in the armor for sure. I've been with girls where I remember a couple of times into fucker, I look around and I'm like, her room is disgusting.
Oh God!
And I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna keep texting this girl. But I didn't realize it until I netted a couple of times. It's an exaggeration, but you understand what I mean. But having a dirty room will cut you off sooner if you are a dude. Right? So let me put it a different way. Maybe. I'm not even saying...
It also depends on how your dick game got to be amazing. If your room game is trash, your dick game got to be like, let me hit this shit out the park. So she ain't even thinking about the fact that I got like dirty drawers on the floor and I've been wearing the same socks for 4 days. Like you gotta.
She's you smell so bad, but you fuck so good.
Right, you gotta recognize some shit about yourself. But that's my whole point. Like we gotta be honest with ourselves about like
for sure. But let me explain what I mean. Maybe a different way about every man is born with I'm not gonna fuck. Here's what I mean. Unless we make moves, it's and I'm not saying that, oh, poor us, but I am saying just because of nature, maybe you could call it culture, but I really think it's nature. There's something about a female's not attracted to a guy who's scared of her, who's scared to say, hi, how are you today? You
100.
Look very beautiful. Would you like to go out sometime?
100.
Right? So that's kind of, I'm not going to say job like in a negative context, but it's kind of in nature wise. So now, if it is our say job, for lack of a better term, then that means that if you are an insecure dude, there are a lot of dudes who will have two, maybe. Like there are a lot, let me put it a different way. There are girls know when you're going to have sex, and we don't know when we're going to have sex. Okay? You understand what I mean by that? You even said, it's the same thing you said earlier. The worst thing, the worst thing about females, they know when we're having sex.
They know.
Right? We don't know. We're like, duh, I hope I'm, am I saying the right thing? Does she want to go here? I don't know. Let's come up with it. Girls like, all right, and check. She's got a little check. And she should. Because we're foul.
It's the last vestige of power that we've given women. Right? It's the last.
I don't even think they give it.
Frontier.
I think they know that they have it. And they use it. What I'm saying is not for girls to like, let's compare who's got it worse. Because let's be real. It's a lot easier because my bicep is the size it is for me to be a dangerous piece of shit. Right? There's a lot better chance of that. At the same time, I'm not saying let's compare, but I'm saying let's not make believe that there are not incels in the world, meaning involuntary celibates, meaning they don't know how to talk to girls. They're trying all kinds of different ways.
That term in my life.
That's what it came up a couple of years ago. Incel, involuntary celibate, meaning they want to fuck. They don't know how they're going to fuck. They're trying different ways. Maybe OkCupid, maybe this, maybe that. Even in fucking let's use Plenty of Fish. Every female has a full ass inbox right now. Every guy is like sending messages. Hopefully this works. Hopefully that works.
For a fucking job, it's exhausting.
Exactly. So all I'm saying, I'm not saying let's compare, but understand that it's not like we're just having a blast. Like there are some dudes, Brad Pitt probably, who could fuck right away and didn't have to. He could have smelly ass draws. And it would be okay because he looks the way he looks.
Right, but even then, I think even with that power on our side, we have to really do some deep soul searching and figure out what is it that we are attracted to, right? Because if we are in the position of power, we are then setting the standards for how then women react to our, right?
No,
it's like the music industry. Let me try to walk you through this. It's like the music industry, right? A certain kind of record becomes a hit. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, subsequently, everybody wants to do a record similar.
Sure.
Right? So if we as men, with all of our patriarchal power, determine that the only thing that makes women attractive to us is their outward exterior look, and that's what we pine for, and that's what we engage based on that, women will then take the cue and say, well, okay, men are only looking at us for their looks, so we're going to try to make ourselves. It has nothing. We have to start figuring out for ourselves, like, all right, what besides looks can we celebrate and appreciate about a woman, right, in order to start building a relationship.
I understand that.
And is it that we want a relationship, or are we just trying to get our dick wet? Like, we just got to be 100% honest,
right,
and have those kind of conversations and that communication with women.
I agree there. I absolutely fucking agree there.
Right.
But I am saying that I don't think women are as powerless in a lot of different aspects as that. Meaning, I understand that we've been doing some raping and some beating for a while. I get it. I get it. But at the same time, Cleopatra fucking existed. You know what I mean? Women, like, there's a reason why Delilah, the story fucking exists, whether you believe in God or not. All I'm saying is there's a reason why a woman knows, okay, I've got this power and I will use it. Not even for maliciousness, but just because I will use it because I have this power. We just have different powers.
Right.
It's easier to see beating and raping and not letting people vote and shit. Like, and I'm not saying, again, I'm not comparing. All I'm saying is understand that shit is different. Shit is difficult for us too. Like, not everybody is a fucking rapper. Not everybody is a fucking podcast host. There are a lot of dudes in the world who will have 4, apparently that's the average, like 4 to 7 sexual partners their entire life. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Right. If a female has 5 partners, that's her decision. If a guy has 5 partners, that's the best he could do.
You think? Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I was reading a meme that there was a meme the other day that said, women fuck who they want, men fuck who they can.
Yep.
And then the reply to that meme was, men marry who they want, women marry who they can.
Holy shit! That's exactly fucking right. Up front, on the front end, like Patrice always said, on the front end, it is harder for us because we are tap dance. Here we go. And I got a car and I got and I wear this nice shit and blah, 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 blah. On the back end, it's not. It's a lot harder for females because I always feel it like this. A girl is like got all these hands coming out. Hi, can I shake her? Hi. Like she's like, oh shit. Okay, I'll take this one. And then she's hanging on like, okay, this is all right. Oh, he cheated. Fuck. All right. Now, which of all this plethora of dick coming at me, right, which one do I allow into me? And it's just that's fucking nature too. You're the fuck E. Something goes in you. I mean, obviously pegging exists. I'm not saying it doesn't, but you didn't think you would come on the show and talk about pegging, did you?
I did not. No, I literally was walking down the block and I was like, yo, what is the kind of shit that he's gonna talk about? So I could just be prepared to be into the shits with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pegging was not on my list.
It wasn't either.
Surprise.
I don't know. Okay. But how's that fucking? Is that? Oh, eat some shit, man.
I want to chew on this fucking microphone.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah,
this is the very professional shit. Come on, stop. We're talking about pegging.
You're a fucking office. It's a fucking office. Fam, just so you understand, like, I thought I was going to your house. Like, this is a fucking office. It's like, and it looks like you've been here for a minute. Like, you look.
I'm a very professional. I'm the best podcaster in San Francisco. Anyway,
talk your shit. Talk your shit. All right.
Now, what in the fuck was I saying? God damn it. So they're got all this dick coming out, and they have to. And I'm not saying it's fair for them. That sucks. That fucking sucks. How like there's all this dick, and I'll try for this one, and then it turns out like I'm not like attracted to this dude, but I'm like hanging on because it works on paper, and all of a sudden this big fucking alpha dick comes at me, and I don't. Even though he doesn't work on paper, all of a sudden I'm fucking him, and I have to kind of like let go of this other dick and like hang on to see we're the guys on the other side. Hey, dick. I've got dick. Hey, I've got dick. Like, that's, I'm not saying let's compare, but I'm saying know that the other side of that exists. It's not one-sided. Maybe a patriarch or whatever.
Right.
But I'm saying
not every man is a toxic man. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's not every man is a toxic man.
Right, exactly.
And not every man is out to completely try to fuck your brains out. Because they really just don't even have the wherewithal to even initiate they just don't know. Right. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of men are like that, and a lot of women are like that. A lot of women would love to be as confident and as sexually empowered as a Rihanna seems to be, or something like that. But they're not.
But even the fucking, and it goes back to girls who are hiking like the whole jeans going above the belly button days that we're in right now. Yeah. Where like sometimes a fupa,
the mom jeans.
Yeah, the mom jeans. Sometimes a fupa is a little much. You know what I mean? Where it's like the pubis, if you will.
Yeah, it's like they're tucking a fanny pack.
Right.
It's like I get it.
It'd be an extra TSA check. But I'm saying like there are even those types of girls, and I talk about this all the time. I'm not saying every girl needs to be fucking, Rihanna or whatever, but try makes a huge difference.
Try.
Whatever try is.
That's not.
They do to get us back. No. They do not have to get us to fuck them. But for a guy who can fuck, not a guy who's like, oh, goody, someone fucked me. For a guy who can fuck, to get me to go on a second or third date, you do have to have a clean room and you do have to fucking try. Maybe not the first time, because again,
you have to try something, but you have to. I mean, it's about getting to know people, right, and understanding what your standards of beauty are, what your value system, where your value system lie, what your non-negotiables are, and making sure they're at least in agreement with somebody else's value standards and non-negotiables, right? Like it's
sure.
That's what it is about getting to know somebody, right? That's
a lot of it is vibe too. A lot of it is fucking vibe.
But we have to talk. We're talking different vibes,
right? True,
right? We're talking married vibes, right? Wifey vibes, or we talking I'm gonna knock this out tonight vibes, and we have to be honest about what it is. And I think
sometimes it doesn't have. We don't have to go over a contract that says
no.
Blah, blah, blah,
we don't.
As long as we don't say overtly "I love you" or "You're so amazing" and lie.
No, you're 100%. You're 100% right. We don't have to lie, but the problem lies in that those two different vibes that I just mentioned, the relationship vibe versus just the primal sexual vibe, get flip-flopped, right? So we enter these dynamics where the woman or the man, maybe let's say the man may just be in a sexual vibe and the woman may be in a relationship vibe.
Sure.
Or vice versa. Or sometimes it changes. Right. Sometimes it's like, hey, I just wanted to fuck you, but now I think you're kind of cool and I can see a future in that. It grows, and sometimes it doesn't grow. And that's like, but that comes with age, that comes with experience, that comes with desire. There are so many other nuances involved in that. That, you know what I'm saying? Previous traumas and this and this and that. Like, there's a whole lot of other shit, but we just got to be, I think the communication thing is key, and we talk about it a lot.
Right.
But it's not everything it's not anything that I'm a talker for a living, just like you're a talker. I talk for a living, so I'm very clear in the way I communicate, and I make sure, like, and with me, because I'm so afraid of the idea that I'm gonna walk into a woman's non-negotiable or a woman's gonna feel threatened by me, I need to make 100% sure that you like are with the shits if I'm gonna talk to you. Like, I mean, you literally need to like beat me over the head and say, hey, I like you and I want to fuck you before I say, is this like, you know? Because
part of the way to fix that the inverse of that, I'm not very smart, but okay, so part of the way to fix the inverse of that is to have stronger females. That happens less. Oh, I think
all of a sudden, we have plenty of strong females, but we call them prudes and bitches if they curve us. That's the problem. We have there's plenty of strong females out there. Don't get it fucked up. Like, there's plenty of strong females that can assert their power and assert what their desires are.
But there's more in fucking New York, goddammit.
100%. But I think that's in general, right? But I think there are plenty of women out there. But when they are like that with men, we feel rejected, and we have to find a way to like wake up out of the pain of feeling slighted, so we
act like assholes.
We dismiss it. We act like assholes.
We send 1,000 texts. Blah, 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 blah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
exactly. And then we're hella insecure. And even when we got the woman, we're hella insecure. You know how many dudes I've heard about who have their girlfriends and they're still fucking hella insecure? Like, a dude was in my fucking DMs hella months ago because I invited his girlfriend to do a show. I was going to have her get paid for a show because I like her shit. Right. And the dude was so threatened by me asking his girlfriend that he was in my DMs like, yo, son, it's on site when I'm like, bro, I just want to get your girl paid. I'm not even trying to, it's not even like that. Right. That's your woman. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know why you in my shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't.
Well, exactly.
Insecurity comes from previous relationships and traumas, and there's so many.
Right, but security doesn't come for a dude anyway. Let's start there. Security does not. Let's make a dude stronger by making him fucking less secure. Meaning this. By making the guy go, okay, I'll give you everything I want. I'll just give all my power over. Like, no, and girls don't even want that. Girls don't want a bitch. Girls don't want a fucking bitch.
They don't.
You know what I mean? Like, but a dude, the way to make, or part of the way to make this better is to have stronger dudes who will be like, no, baby, if you actually ask me, no, I'm not interested in that. But hey, nothing but love for you. You know what I mean? Hit me up if you need a 2 a.m. dick. I'm there. You know what I mean? But the conservative podcast at gmail.com. But I also think part of the way to have that happen is to have females understand the power that they have. Not no power and not all the power, but they have a different type of power. And to understand that, because otherwise you have this thing happen where females will be like posting all kinds of thirst pictures. And then all of a sudden when a guy is thirsty, they go, oh, I'm shocked. I just had a fucking, The Good Girl. I don't know if you listened to episode 17. The Good Girl.
I heard the one with your brother.
I apologize for what you. All right.
That was some other shit. In any case.
So The Good Girl is this fucking goddamn good girl, and she actually, I was talking to her about some something, and she was like, oh, do you know X so and so? She posts this person, or she talked about this friend of hers who posts all the time about like, oh, here's me in my bra, or here's me in this, and she's not an Instagram model, she's just a female, and she posts this and posts that, but then will put dudes on blast for trying to fuck. Like, I'm not saying you asked for it, but let's be fucking real that girl appreciates and wants attention. She wants the security. She has power and is abusing it, and yet doesn't want any of the responsibility.
Let's add a nuance to that. Let's add a nuance, because I'm with you to an extent.
Okay.
Let's add the nuance to it.
Yes, sir.
I don't think they're putting dudes on blast for wanting to fuck. I think they're putting dudes on blast for the way that they are expressing their desire to fuck.
You would maybe, but you would be surprised. There's a lot of girls who wait in the wings for somebody to fucking approach a certain way, or maybe, oh, you approached even though I was a part of this group, and in this group we're not supposed to have any, or there's an age difference. Pfft. You're 18. Stop. You know what I mean? Like once that, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. The approach, you know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes you put it on blast because you want to have the power doubles. You want to have the power of here, come get me, come get me, come get me. And then when you try, I can go, oh, look at this horrible person. So now I get to get the sexual attention and I get to feel virtuous.
Virtuous or victimized. I wouldn't say virtuous. But I mean, in my spare time, the very little spare time that I have, I will on occasion.
Are you an Instagram model?
I will on occasion look at the comments on Instagram models that I follow, and there's some despicable shit that dudes are saying. There's like literally like despicable, these guys. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
I think that what women are shaming, and they're in their very right to shame, is the approach by which you are reacting. Yeah. So all right. Yeah, she's taking a picture, asshole out. Cool. Right. But you as a man, you can determine whether or not you're going to say beautiful, right, or go as far as to put a DM and say, hey, I really like that pic. Hope you're having a good day.
Right.
Or say,
which is a bitch move, by the way. Bitch move. He said he wants me to have a good day. I think I'll fuck him. That does not happen, dude.
But dudes.
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing.
Right? It's like playing
We've all been that
ticket.
guy.
Yeah,
we've all been that guy.
You know, I mean, I was like literally real shit. I was like that. I was that guy the other day.
Oh yeah.
And because of how respectful I was, the woman followed me back.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
I'm wavy out here in these streets. Okay. All right. Because I was respectful.
Sure.
But I guarantee you that wouldn't have happened had I just said, oh, I want to motorboat your tits. Right? Like there's ways of doing it. And I think just guys, and a lot of the time, especially now with social media, right? Those same guys that you were talking about, what was that term?
Incel?
Yeah. So a lot of incel guys may feel emboldened by being on the internet and being able to say shit that they wouldn't be able to say in normal life. So sometimes the hyperbolic reaction that you're getting to the thirst trap or whatever you call it could be from one of those incel guys because they have no other outlet by which they can get that off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Think about, let's take another step back. The girl, what's her fucking job name? Instagram model. Don't make believe that there is no benefit to being a fucking Instagram model. You and I both know and follow delicious ass females, even though I started with Fiona Apple.
Careers. Hosting,
and
modeling.
Fuck whoever they want. Go to the bar and get drinks. Go to the bar and get here. They know how to play it. And I'm not saying don't hate the fucking game, okay? Don't hate the fucking player. I understand, but be real. Be real.
We as men have to recognize that we created the game that they are playing. We 100% created the game that they are playing. For example.
Okay.
Right?
Hang on. So you say you want to stop at 8, right? So it's 7.
All right, we're good. Don't worry about it.
Because I need a piss.
Okay.
So can we pause real quick?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, all right. Let's pause real quick. I knew we were way too fucking loud. Yeah. All right. So.
Okay. My basic point.
Yes, sir.
Is.
You're saying we started it?
Yes. I said we cannot fault certain women for taking advantage of the power dynamic that we have created.
No, listen, I'm not saying they're bad people for it. I like I said, I don't hate the fucking player. I understand. I'm just saying be real. Understand to yourself that all I'm saying is don't do the second thing where like, eek a mouse. You know what I mean? Don't swing at a dude 48 times and then be surprised when he pushes you down to the ground. That's what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. I get 100% what you're saying. And I agree with what you're saying in that we can't be faulted or shamed if we're trying to shoot our shot.
Right.
If we find you attractive, if you present an image of sex appeal, if you know what I'm saying, if that's your you can't fault us for, but what you can fault us for, and I think 100% we have to take responsibility in that we have to figure out our approach. You know what I'm saying? We can't sit there and be creeps and then not and feel weird because we're being called out for being creeps, right?
Sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm super on board with that.
You know, like
I'm super
dudes sending unsolicited dick pics, like, which is a thing.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like that's it. And then you make it bad for all the rest of us,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think you are of the personality. Maybe you're not. Maybe you are. I don't know. I don't know.
Just because I'm bald, I just look like a dick.
You don't seem to me as of the personality to send an unsolicited.
No, sir.
Pic,
no.
Right? You know what I'm saying? But there are 10 men out there who will ruin it for you. They will ruin your shot at whoever you're attracted to because they've sent dick pics to this one person, right? And
absolutely, and that's creepy, and that shouldn't happen.
Exactly. So unfortunately, we as men have painted ourselves into our own trust deficit.
Deficit. I like that.
Yeah, it's a trust deficit where we have to now overshoot.
But there are a lot of females
reassure women that we're safe and we're not fucking creeps.
Right, but at the public level, at social media level or whatever you want to call it, there are a lot of females who are taking that pendulum all the way to the other side and say no woman ever likes a dick pic. Bitch, stop.
I've been asked for dick pics.
Many fucking times.
I've been asked for dick pics. And am I going to call it sexual assault because I've been asked for a dick pic? No. I'm actually flattered and I keep it moving.
Yeah. What do you mean you keep it moving?
Well, you play your cards right. I don't know. But no, I'm not saying... No.
You've never sent one?
Nah, bro.
Are you serious?
Nah.
You're in your 30s. What do you mean you haven't sent one?
Once. I'll keep it 100. Maybe once.
Dude, I got I got the stockpile.
See, I don't have a stockpile.
I got the lighting. Nah. I got the lighting right and the fucking...
You know what I'm saying? I think I took one nice little veiny... you know what I'm saying? Made sure the vein was in there. The light was glistening just right. It
curved the right way.
It was an exclusive. I wasn't taking several. Yo,
this is a Missy Elliott one-time exclusive.
Facts. It was like the one time because it was a repeated ask. You know what I'm saying? And it was flattering, and I was in a comfort zone with this person. I was comfortable enough.
But you wouldn't like... I mean,
Nah, because I don't like the idea of my dick being in hella phones all out here.
All right. I hear that.
You know what I'm saying? I don't...
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I'm screwed. I'm screwed. Oh, my God. So many females.
Yo. Randomly looking through each other's phones like, hey, he has the same birthmark. What?
Right. Dude, no, actually, the other day I was... I was at work. This is another thing that I don't get to have fun with is like... This is what I appreciate about you, because... I appreciate, there's another friend of mine named Telly. Like, I appreciate one of the things about black dudes or New York dudes or whatever you want.
I'm a black New York dude. Okay. Yeah.
Is that if I'm in line at Starbucks and there is someone right ahead of us, I look around and there's a lot of skinny, tousle-haired white dudes in their phones who, even if they saw that ass, wouldn't... I just need to catch an eye with somebody and just go, son. That's all. I'm not assaulting her. I'm not hollering. I'm getting my coffee and getting the fuck out of there. But I just need someone to go, dude. That's all. And I appreciate the realness of that because we both see what we see, and she knows that we see what we see.
What you're just talking about, I was actually doing with a female. About another female.
Good girl.
It was just like,
what a lovely girl.
It was just like one of those things. It was like, yo, what? God damn. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? You're just talking amongst friends. You're amongst friends. You're amongst friends.
It's but community. That's not evil sexualization. That's truth. That's all that is. Truth. It would be another thing if I said if I started yelling at her or made her feel unsafe.
Yeah, of course. No, that's predatorial. I think we're dealing in nuances and spectrums, right? Everything nowadays is nuances and spectrums. We are sexualizing this woman unbeknownst to her at her expense between us. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Just so we're clear.
All right,
I'm perfectly fine with that, right?
As long as
we just gotta recognize it for what it is.
Maybe.
There's no harm. There's no harm being done.
I don't like that word because it has this weird connotation. You know what I mean?
Right, there's no harm.
Just like when the pendulum goes to the point of females saying, "Oh, a dick pic." Like, You know what I mean? Like, I will send you females' phone numbers who will say, yeah, I asked for it, and it fucking happened. Exactly. You know, fucking whatever.
Right. So we did sexualize the woman in that we both looked at each other and we recognized that she had a fat ass, and we made a remark about it. Unbeknownst to her. She was like, you know, we didn't break the fourth wall of that.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
It becomes toxic and it becomes, predatorial if we tell her. Right, hey, you got a fat ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like if we say something to that, that's when you cross the line. Right. Like,
but
that's
if we're both standing by coffee, waiting for them to call our name and blah, 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 and I start talking and chatting it up, that's okay. Because we're human fucking beings.
I think that's in the clear.
Right.
I don't think women, and I honestly believe that women, it's not as if women don't do the same thing.
Right.
I can't imagine that women don't see a good-looking dude and like make a look at each other like, God damn! Like, you know what I'm saying?
I have noticed. I'm getting more looks like being on my svelte self, dude. I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm getting more like eye contact. I'm like, ooh, eye contact. I don't have to talk my way into sexy as much.
Exactly. It's the look, you know, and that comes with like. There's a lot of different things, but you know,
sure.
I agree with you in that. Like that, that's fair ball. That's fair game. Like that's.
In fact, there was once. So there's a video, actually, of me performing at ROTC. I think the second anniversary. For those that don't know,
that was Mamie. Return to the Cypher every Sunday. It's the only live weekly hip hop thing going on in San Francisco.
And
live
it's
band.
fucking packed, man.
DJ.
It's delicious.
It's fucking
DJ
dope.
Kev's there. Ken Show's there. A bunch of fucking amazing people there.
Jenna Medina.
Yeah, dude.
Get Down Band.
Oh, it's a Get Down? Oh, okay.
It's the Get Down
Okay,
band.
all right.
It switched.
All right.
You gotta stop. You stop fucking losing weight and come through and fucking sing. Jesus Christ.
Dude, Sunday nights, man. I live in Pacifica now, man.
I live in fucking Daly City. You don't got no fucking excuse. You were probably fucking neighbors.
We gotta talk about that. How do people live in Daly City? I don't understand.
I sleep in Daly City. I sleep in fucking Daly City.
There you go. Fucking Jollibee and shit.
Yeah, like, I can't. No, I don't. It's fucking Ranch 99 Market. I can't with any of it. I can't.
It's beautiful cliffs, though. There's some beautiful cliffs.
You know, the beach. You know, but like I said, I sleep.
And everybody, I was noticing. I was hanging out somewhere yesterday. Pacifica's fucking small, dude.
It is.
It's beautiful, but it's small.
In terms of like socially.
Socially, there are a lot of leathery people because they live by the beach the entire and they're just leathery. And I'm not saying that's bad, but it's a weird thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not, you know.
Yeah, it's like, you know, beach bums, like permanently with like $1 million homes. Like how the fuck? How do you have this house? Like you're on the fucking beach all day? Like who are you?
Right. Have you ever surfed? I've never surfed.
Never in my life. No. Fucking not in New York water. What the fuck?
No, dude. No. Fucking Hudson.
Boogie boarded once
over a fucking body.
Yeah, I got over that shit quick. I was like, I'm cool. This is not for me. No.
Well, that's just because black people can't swim. That's what it is.
Well, don't get it fucked up. You got me all the way fucked up. I can 100% swim. I used to go to YMCA. I used to be like, you know, like they have like the little the swim the fish names for like different levels of swimming, and I was
really?
I was like,
man, I went from like
a guppy into some other shit. I was
a guppy, and I was a
swim. I could swim my motherfucking ass off. Let's not get it fucked up out here and dealing stereotypes. I could swim.
I love that. See, that New Yorkness, I can say that joke. But fuck it, if I was around a white dude right now, he'd be like, oh, yeah, I think that's inappropriate. Fucking stop. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me?
I feel you. I mean, yeah, I feel you. No.
I was actually, the last guest, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit. The last guest, and we'll move on to other shit. We're fucking all over the place. It's wonderful.
It's fine.
But my last guest was a former member of the Proud Boys. Okay.
Oh, I did see that. Okay. I was interested in knowing how that went.
It went really well.
Okay.
Now, I've had him on twice now. Okay. Because the dude's just kind of a dude. I don't agree with everything he says, but I don't have to. I don't have to. It's a fucking conversation. We don't have to agree
with anything anybody says.
Right. It's one of the goals of this whole podcast is to humanize fucking everybody. If you're a downright, outright piece of shit racist, you're not even going to come on the fucking podcast first things goddamn first.
Yeah.
Number two, the dude who is a part of the Proud Boys is fucking Mexican. I'm sitting here interviewing him, and I'm Puerto Rican.
Right.
Well, Puerto Rican and I'm like 40-ish% white. Now, me being 40-ish% white, mostly Puerto Rican with a little bit of black, and sitting across from a Mexican, pura la raza, fucking talking about this shit, and the only people who have a problem with it online are white motherfuckers. Ain't that some shit? Who are like, oh, it's white supremacy. Like, you guys are the only white people who have a fucking problem with this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm fucking Puerto Rican. He's Mexican. You understand? So anyway,
I get what you're saying.
I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying.
Now, hip hop. When did you start rapping?
When I was 10.
10?
Started rapping when I was 10.
Oof. Where did you grow up?
New York City, Washington Heights.
Okay. Okay. Washington Heights.
Yeah,
above. That's above Harlem, right?
Right above Harlem, right? So from
100 and what?
155th Street all the way up to Dyckman is Washington Heights. 207. Yeah, 207 all the way down to 155th Street is Washington Heights. 155th Street to 110, that's Harlem.
Now I heard nowadays it's better, but 20 years ago it's probably a little crazy.
That's New York in general. That's Manhattan in general. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could say the same thing about the Mission out here or in certain parts of San Francisco or Oakland. Right. Yeah, this used to be a fucking crack den, and now it's a yoga studio. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's typically what's going on in every major city all over the place. But yeah, no, I mean, it was wild as fuck. I wouldn't say 20 years ago, because 20 years ago, it was with the 90s. Okay. I was in high school. Okay. And, you know, I mean, you still had bad whatever. The 80s, it was fucking nuts. Like, the 80s is when we're talking about, I mean, Washington Heights in particular. There's a book called The Wild Cowboys, and it talks about this drug gang from and what's crazy about it is that somebody who they talk about in the book was like a neighbor of mine. Like, oh, really? But it was like the Wild West. Like, people were like shooting each other and killing each other. Like, I had, fucking like murders and like rapes and like across the hallway from my house. Like, my parents sold drugs, and like it was fucked up shit. 80s. 90s, it kind of calmed down. I was in high school in the 90s, and it was cool, but I mean, it's a different New York now, man.
Do you feel like
there like last month? It's a different New York.
Do you feel like part of that was Giuliani's influence getting all the way up there, or was?
Yeah, I mean
he obviously focused
Giuliani locked up everybody. Like, he was locking up homeless people, he was locking up drug dealers, he was locking. So he fucking gave Disney all of Times Square. Times Square used to be like fucking prostitute, brothel, nudie show heaven, and then it became like, oh, Disney and fucking Mickey Mouse and like Broadway shows again and like all that shit. So you saw that shit. I saw that change. I remember like being in 9th grade and 42nd Street being all about all the peep shows, and then by the time I graduated high school, it was like tourist central, and it was like video game arcades and shit like that.
And that's old enough to know. You know, I grew up in Long Island until I was about 9. Okay. And I left, and I've been in the Bay Area mostly since. A couple years in Portland, a couple years in Southern California. But like, so I didn't, that's why when I went back last month, it was like, I'm going back first time as an adult to try to feel it, because I was like, okay, it feels right, but I was like, I don't know it as an adult. You knew it.
I knew it as an
grade.
Adult.
That's knowing it.
I knew it as an adult. I knew it as a kid, and it's changed, but there's still a grit to it that I appreciate that I didn't appreciate when I was leaving New York, because I was like broke and fucking destitute, and like I had hated New York, and you know what I'm saying? Like, New York is not fun when you're broke. I mean, nowhere is fun when you're broke. Nowhere is fun, but I think you can get, like, if you're in Oregon and you're broke, that's different from New York and broke.
I lived in Portland between 2008 and 2010. I rented, and it wasn't even a bad hood. I rented a 1-bedroom, not a studio, not a room. I rented a 1-bedroom apartment for $550.
Yeah, see.
That's fucking insane.
I fucked my life up because I had a rent control apartment. It was 3-bedroom for $550. And I completely fucked it up by trying to be a rapper. Because I wasn't paying my rent. So, like, that shit just accumulated. And, like, they were, like, in court, like, hey, you owe, like, 8 months of rent. And I was like, I don't have it. And they were like, you got to get the fuck out of here. Right. Like, you know what I mean?
You're like, I can spit for you. I can spit bars.
Yeah. I was like, but I was just on tour. And, like, nah, they was like, nah, fam. Like, but no, the reason they were trying to kick me out for the most part is because they were literally trying to get rid of rent control people. And, I mean, now they're probably getting $3,500 for that same place that I was paying $500, that my parents were paying $500 since the 80s for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I started seeing that in the late 90s. I knew by 2000 when I saw the Starbucks where they used to have, like, the bodega. I knew for a fact. I said, they're getting us the fuck out of here. And within a year of me saying that, they was trying to kick me out of my apartment. Like, it was just like, that was off the top, because it was a real thing. But, you know, I mean, it still has that grit. It's changed drastically, but there are certain pockets of it where you can still feel like, shit, this is what I remember, like, you know what I mean? And it still has that vibe, that dirt to it, the people, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that realness, you know what I mean? I think people,
here's what I think it is, because as a layman, I'm like, I've been living in the Bay for a long time, and I just went back. I'm thinking about moving. And going there immediately, I realized, okay, first things first, I'm at Newark Airport. I think I talked about it. There's Indian girls working at the fucking Dunkin'. That doesn't happen over here.
Yeah.
But
we don't even have Dunkin'. We barely have a Dunkin'. I think there's one Dunkin' and it was trash when I went.
But like immediately I was like, everybody's mixing. Now, I understand it might feel a little weird what I'm about to say, but when I was in Brooklyn, I got on my fucking Airbnb in the morning, and I was going to get some, and I saw a Jewish guy with that fucking hat. And I'm like,
the Hasidim,
right. And I'm like, oh, there's like legit Jews. Like, oh, there's like legit black dudes, like legit Puerto Ricans, legit, like not legit, like better than, but I'm saying like there's real ass, dead ass people, people, and they're all mixed together. It's not, because in Berkeley, there's a lot of like rah about like, oh, I'm super into racial harmony and stuff. But like you've met like one fucking black person in your life because you lived in Pleasanton. You know what I mean? Like there's not a mix. And in fucking New York, everybody doesn't have a choice. But you have to mix.
It's an interesting dynamic in New York only because there is a mix in terms of like we are in close proximity of each other, but we don't fuck with each other.
Okay.
Don't think for 1 second that the fucking Hasidic Jew is chilling and turning up with the black dude. It's not fucking happening, buddy. They will, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember it's the funniest story. My ex-wife, she went out to New York one time with her homegirl. I wasn't there, but they got like they got a flat tire in a Hasidic Jewish neighborhood, and everybody crowded around the car because they were so out of place. Like they don't fuck, like it's so compartmentalized. Like you can have this diverse group of people within blocks of each other and they won't fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? Whereas out here, everything is all mixed, right? It's everything, and it's like, yeah, you may not know real black people because the people you consider black are mixed. Like they're literally they're literally mixed. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just different out here. It's
or maybe it's this. Maybe it's because I'm just trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Maybe it's okay. We're mixed, but not culturally. We have one homogenous culture. Everybody's has the fucking iPhone earbuds that are like they don't even have the string now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, the Jews or the Indians or they all have that shit. Mm-hmm. They all have the same phones and they all have the same books and they have the same this and the same that, and everyone has the same. It's more homogenous, maybe culture wise.
That's
maybe
true. No, I would agree.
Whereas like or I've thought about it another way where like. Bay Area will be nicer at Starbucks. We'll be more patient.
Facts.
But if you're broken down on the road, tough shit.
Facts.
Whereas in New York, we'll be like, will you fucking hurry up? Yeah. But we'll help you if shit goes real.
Facts. Yeah.
Is that
That's
right?
irony. Yeah, no, I think you're
okay.
You're 100% right. I think.
Okay.
I've heard that trend. I consider it a trend because I don't think it was always like that.
Really?
I think New Yorkers have progressively gotten nicer.
Okay.
Over the years, I think 9/11 had a lot to do with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because New York, as like a stereotype or a reputation, it was always like, oh, we're tough New Yorkers, and then like 9/11 happened, and we weren't so badass anymore. Like we literally had to like care for one another because like we felt under attack, and it was a weird space in the city. So I think since 9/11, the culture in New York is that we are, when it comes in moments of crises,
right,
we are a little bit more sensitive and empathetic and sympathetic and compassionate.
Okay.
But if you're fucking walking slow in the street like a fucking tourist, get the fuck out of here. And fucking like, yo, I got shit to do, fam. Like, what are you taking pictures of? The fucking Broadway lights? Get the fuck out.
But Bay Area people feel the same fucking way. We just won't say it.
No, it's all suppressed rage. That's why everybody is fucking, they all anxious and depressed because we all suppress.
That's what I'm saying.
We want to kick some ass, but we're so
I'd rather be open about not to say get the fuck out of my way, but I'd rather be open at least to let a little bit of the pressure out where like I can say a race joke and you understand it's a fucking joke. Right. Or I say, if I say bitch or I say whatever, like you understand there's some aggression that gets out without having to be I'm a good boy, 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 stab somebody. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'd rather be more myself. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I feel exactly what you're saying. And I mean, race jokes is always a delicate dance. I think there's you have to gauge it. You have to gauge your audience and say, okay, what can I get away with? What can I, and right. I think it's all based on people's own personal sensitivity. Like, I grew up in New York, so like and I don't know if it's that or just in general. I'm cool when it comes to certain things, and I know
you understand if somebody's joking.
Exactly.
You understand nigga versus nigger.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I come 100%, and it's not a matter of With that said, I think people in certain instances can be loose with certain shit and be like, "Oh, we're only joking." And it's like, no, you're only joking. There's a difference between joking with me and joking at my expense. Or do
people do that on purpose? To you? Have you had that happen to you? And has it been more in New York or Bay?
People I don't think people joke around me because I don't think people think that I'm like, I don't know. People don't joke around, like, I don't know.
I felt like right away we could be jokey. That's just me.
I know you.
Maybe I'm just foul that way.
Yeah, we're cool. Like, I know. So there's a certain level of comfort that comes with talking to you.
Oh, and that's the right spot, right? Like you said, there's right place, right time.
There's right place, right time in any respects, and I'm not one to take offense quickly. Right. Whereas I know a lot of people who are I've seen it. I've had those discussions where it's like people have walked away from me, and then they'll text me or Facebook message me like, "Hey, I really felt bad when you said dude, you were right here. Like, you were literally right next to me, and now you're like fucking texting me about how bad you felt when. Get the fuck out of here.
Where was it? Maybe go into depth about that.
Well, no, I'm just talking in general. Like, people will feel slighted or offended, right, out here in the Bay. Rather than dealing with the circumstance then and there.
Right.
They would rather wait until they're away and then address me via social media or on text message. But I'm like, dude, you were literally just here, like in front of me. People don't like confrontation here. Right. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where because of, I guess, the culture out here, things are, you have to be a little bit more politically correct and empathetic. Right. And I think,
but it's not empathetic.
No. Yeah, considerate. It's politically correct and considerate.
Okay.
But I think there's a positive and a negative that goes with that. I think it's great to be aware and respectful.
Right.
And at the same time, it's like, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Like a lot of it, because I think a lot of what we feel, we suppress.
Right.
And we don't, and because we're not expressing it, it's, people say depression is internalized rage.
Right.
So when I hear about all the people I know being depressed or being anxious, it's because you guys are spending so much fucking time trying to be courteous and polite that you're not letting your shit out.
Right.
And you're just internalizing it, and that's what's causing you to fucking feel the way you're feeling, is because you're not. I don't have those problems because I don't give a fuck. Like, you're gonna say, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. If you're offended, I'm gonna apologize, and it's gonna be a genuine apology.
Right.
But don't think for 1 second that I'm gonna keep myself from saying it. And I don't say things to be offensive. I try not to be offensive. But
I try, but I do a very poor job.
Sometimes
I like it.
No, I go out of my way to be. I try not to be offensive, but I'm not gonna censor myself and keep myself from being who I am. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even in my rap lyrics, I've going back to the whole conversation we were having about women, I've been challenged multiple times over the last year about the shit I say about women in my lyrics. And my lyrics aren't even like bitch ho, fuck that shit. I just say certain things that women will say, hey, what do you really? Right. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's something, either I said it out of bravado, or I said it from a genuine experience. Because
because you understand context.
Hyperbole,
like you said, can be used artistically. It can be used when I say when I say some joke about making, and I'm painting this picture like being a fucking Don Juan. I'm not. I am, but I'm not saying it like literally. You know what I mean? Right. No, there's something that you you feel me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas if I don't get the context, I'll be much more. I'll look at, like Bill Burr has said before. Okay, word means let's look at the chart. Word means I should be offended agenda because it says on this chart, this means this, and now I have to have this reaction, and I now have to, like, I won't be unequally yoked. You know, I need to get this person. This fucking bullshit, man.
Right, like, I'm of the personality that what I say in an outside context, I will say in an inside context. Meaning that if I'm talking about somebody or a certain kind of people, the way I talk about it with you is the same way I would talk about it if they were in the room. I don't code switch. Like, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I'm gonna talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, I just keep it 100, and like that's just how I am in general.
Unless it's like literally like, oh, I probably shouldn't put that person on blast because they're, you know, with somebody.
Personal shit, like no, personal shit like that. No, you gotta I keep it close. I'm a fucking vault. Like I take it and I forget it. Like, people will tell me deep dark secrets, and I take it and I completely forget it because I'm like, A, I don't want to judge them. B, I'm not gonna put their business out. But I'm just talking about, like, in general, right? If I have an issue with somebody, or I have an issue with a certain group of people, I will be just as forthright with you, even though you may not associate with that person or that group of people, as I would be if they were in the room with me. Where I think in certain instances, for the sake of being courteous or politically correct, we often have the tendency to talk in very comforting terms around people we're comfortable with, and we'll say certain things that we may not necessarily say around other people who we're talking about.
Right. Which is, I mean? I feel like this whole podcast is like, because I can't boil what I in being a musician, it's not as easy as it would be. Not easy, because you're a good rapper and you spend time. It's a lot of fucking work to get words out. Yeah. But you have 50,000 words in a song, and I have 4 stanzas in a verse.
Facts.
Times 2 or 3, and a bridge and a chorus. And now I have to put all of these, what I believe or what I feel about a certain topic, into this or into this or into this. And I fucking don't goddamn want to. You know what I mean? Like, I want to, that's why I'm doing this shit, because I want to be able to explain myself in long form, you know, and I'm good at it, but I want to be able to, you know what I mean? So, like,
let me ask you this: is part of your consideration of moving to New York is because you want to be more outspoken, and
part of it,
you'll be in an environment where that kind of boldness would be welcomed. Yeah, where here it's like people are hella sensitive and like.
Even on the fucking train, I have my guitar, I have my laptop, and I have my bag. And everybody kind of looks miserable, on the fucking subway.
Facts.
But females don't have as many headphones in.
Okay.
They're kind of more almost like, what you got?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
In the Bay, it's like, excuse me, I was born like a pretty little bird in a cage in Pleasanton. My daddy told me I was a princess when I was tiny, and I am that. And so now if you have any even encroachment into my bubble, it's just like, oh, he asked me out. You know what I mean? Like, whereas over there, like, it's, you understand what I'm saying? Like, stronger females.
I see it. Is it?
Or that's part of the reason.
Is it specific to females or just in general?
No, just in general. In general. And also, people seem to be funnier. People seem to kind of understand.
This is 100% true.
But, like, I've been hitting my head against, like, Bay Area for a long fucking time, and I'm not blaming it all on the Bay Area. There are certain pieces of my life that take my spiritual practices, take me away from getting quote unquote to do more music and shit, because I got to be busy doing this other shit and taking care of this other shit. And I don't fault myself or life for that. It gives me so much fucking value in the other shit I do.
Right.
But there are other people who can spend all the, like, I just want to be around other musicians and other comedians and other podcasters, and I just want to be around a bunch of other people who are all doing that. Over here, there's less of that. ROTC is one of that, but, like, my experience in being a guitarist, everybody's like a kind of fucking granola. Everybody's making believe that they're not trying to fuck, and everybody's making believe at the show that they're not trying to make it. Okay? Or they're actually not trying to make it. Okay,
oh, shit.
It's high school under a veil.
You just fucking hit like the spike of oil for. That's how people are out here. It's fucking weird.
It's weird.
It's weird. It is weird.
Here's
it's that fake woke shit that's going on.
Right.
That really bothers me. Like, you can't tell me you're gonna. Here's and to our original conversation.
Yes, sir.
You're not gonna give me a lecture about sexism, hyper or toxic masculinity, and patriarchy. If you are in the same club as me, listening to a Mac Dre song,
right,
and you mouth the words, "Treat my bitch like an ATM card."
Right.
I've seen this. I've seen hyper feminists mouth these words, and I'm like, there has to be some level of cognitive dissonance there, because you can't give me this whole, you can't espouse all this feminist wisdom on Facebook and wherever your platforms are, and then I see you in the club mouthing these words and twerking. That the fake woke shit need to stop out here. Like I'm gonna put
here's
people.
What it is. It's not cognitive dissonance. It's self-awareness. People lack self-awareness. Now, here's the problem with self-awareness in a male.
Okay.
It is easier to get a male into self-awareness or sequester them off into their own weird little world. When a female is unaware, unself-aware, she can get away with that because we still want to fuck her ass, okay? We still want to hire her. We still want to, she's a protected, she's a, whatever you want, baby.
So you're saying so you're saying that we coddle women?
Yes, goddamn-lutely. Now.
For the sake of wanting to fuck them? Is that what you're saying?
A little bit.
We're willing to turn a blind eye to their
No, not you. I'm not saying you, goddammit.
No, not me.
Okay,
certainly not me.
So certainly not me. Once I'm into a relationship, one of my favorite words is, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay? And not just that, I have talked to women who one of the most hottest things I could say is, shut the fuck up. There's something weirdly hot. Two females, they don't even know why the fuck it's hot. But me saying, would you shut the fuck up? Is like, oh, okay. There's something weirdly hot about it. I think it goes to self-awareness, structure, whatever the fuck it is. I'm not saying, whatever. But I am saying there's a self-awareness that person who's like, I'm waving this big feminist flag, and then it's a lack of self-awareness. Right? She's not going like, okay, I'm a hypocrite too. Because guess what? Everybody already knows I, Peter Edgar Feliciano, am a fucking hypocrite, okay? All of us are. Everyone listening to my fucking voice has different...
We have its duality. I think we all have these contradictions in ourselves. Right. We just have to be forthright and honest with it. And this is something, as I've grown up and gotten older, I've recognized in myself. Like, my music, when I was younger, was a lot more socially conscious. And I was painting myself. I'm still. My name is UnLearn, so that there's a kind of. It's like almost a pretentious connotation and implication there. It's kind of like, oh, he's unlearning shit, right? So, like, a lot of my music used to be very socially conscious and preachy. I guess is the term, because I still think I'm socially conscious, but it was preachy. Right. And the problem with that is that it wasn't reflecting of my life. Right. I'm here talking about political issues, but then I'm Friday nights dancing and fucking chilling and talking shit and I'm like, well, what? And I started having to have those conversations with myself, like, well, where's that in my music? Right. Like, where's all of that? And then it wasn't until like a whole lot of bad shit happened to me in my life where I just started owning my shit and saying, you know what? In my music, I'm just gonna be 100% honest. You ever heard of Ninth Wonder? Yes. I talked about it on a couple of podcasts ago. I think I talked about it on the Will episode. Okay. Where Ninth was talking about Jay-Z, and he was like, this was about the time I realized that the niggas who were talking about making money are the cool motherfuckers, and the niggas talking about saving Africa is actually the assholes. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Right? Because I have to, and I've done this my own way. When I have to be, have you ever seen me play Little Mermaid? The part of your world? I may have. Okay, anyway. Yeah. A lot of my shit, I have put myself into a box of being a fucking cover artist. Oh. And it makes me money. Because I do it at the wine bar, and I do it at the this and the sports bar. It makes me money. Yeah. And sometimes it's all muscle memory. And I'm just playing this song because I've played it a million fucking times. I'm not in the room. I'm not present with anybody. I'm just in my own little, thinking about something else, or thinking about texting this, or thinking about I'm not making enough money, or worried about all the self-centered bullshit, right? Yeah. But I have put myself in that box, right? Whereas, and there's something, part of the reason why I've put myself in the box sometimes, and it goes up and down, is because I enjoy the benefit of it. I enjoy the what's the word I'm looking for? The personality, the identity. I enjoy the identity of I can play these two chords and sing
look at this stuff, isn't it neat? All of a sudden, all these girls are going to have the same reaction, and I'm going to get the same attention. 2 or 3 people are going to start videoing, and I'm going to be, you know what I mean? Because I'm enjoying that identity. There are some guys who put themselves, like maybe you did, of this box of like, this is my identity. I enjoy being, not that you didn't feel what you felt, or weren't being honest with what you wrote. I
wasn't even reaping the benefits of it. It was like, for me, it was about, I wanted to put certain ideas out into the world.
Sure.
That were reflective of how I wanted to see the world.
Okay.
But not really recognizing that it wasn't the full thing about my world.
Right.
Like it wasn't. Right. Literally, it was one aspect of this entire, more complicated, sophisticated personality that I felt like I was keeping away from my music for fear of, what if people don't like it, or what if I'm perpetuating stereotypes? It's like,
so you were doing it. You were doing it consciously.
I was doing it consciously. I was trying to suppress certain aspects of my personality with the hopes of the grander goal of making more socially conscious, important.
But was a
music.
piece of it for the attention that you would get as a conscious artist that way?
It was kind of,
because there is definite. Yes and no.
I think it's people praise you for like taking that stance because it's so different than mainstream rap and like but it's like it doesn't really. For me, it wasn't yielding any benefits. Like I was, you know what I'm saying. It wasn't helping me creatively. It wasn't helping me personally. Right. It wasn't until I started just being blatantly honest with my shit in my music and in my personality.
Why does it take so long to get there? Why fuck does it take so long?
You have to go through breakdowns and then breakthroughs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, I had to I had to get divorced. I had to do all types of shit, move out. I had to be in my own world to just say, you know what? Let me start from a place of abundant self-love and just be blatantly honest with all my shit. So then when my music started reflecting not only social issues, but then it started reflecting issues with my relationship, issues with my kids, me wanting to fucking fuck everything that walks, and then me wanting to wake up late, and me hating my fucking job, and me just being honest. The music came out better, and I got better responses. From that. So now the gratification comes from I'm actually who I am, and it's like take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not trying to make it about me, but that's exactly what I'm feeling with this podcast. There's something about I'm trying to tap dance fast enough when I started it about okay, I'm gonna put myself in this box of this the stanzas thing, or I'm gonna be the funny guy, or I'm gonna be this guy, or I just want to be me. I just want to be. I want to say foul, funny shit. I want to I want to humanize people. I want to connect with motherfuckers, and this is a vehicle to do that. But I'm also seeing it's not only setting fire to these awesome relationships and getting real ass motherfucking fans, but it's also turning these other people off who don't even listen. You know what I mean? But it's turning these other people off because you would have that person, or you would so it's
or you're saying things that offend them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It weeds out the people who shouldn't. You know what I mean? But my ego says I should be afraid of that. My ego says no. I need everybody to love me all the fucking time. As fucking bullshit. That part. Which is part of the reason why I want to go to New York. I'm thinking of going to New York. It's not just to be around other amazing people like me. No. To sharpen me. Mm-hmm. I need to be fucking sharpened. Well, and here I'm hey, nothing's rock against rock to fucking sharpen me. And around people playing the dozens, around motherfuckers who will heckle me, around this and that, I will be sharpened, and I will give a fuck less, and I will give a fuck more, and it will be better. I will be more my truthful self. And there's not a lot, there's not a lot to sharpen me here. I don't know. That's just me. I'm not saying it's you, because you have a lot of rappers around you.
Well, no, but there's talent pool. You know what I'm saying? I was just in New York, right? And and I'll be 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. The talent level in New York is significantly higher than it is in the Bay Area in terms of just rappers. Let's just take about ciphers, right?
Okay.
In ciphers, and speaking to your point about people being overly courteous and this and that out here, and hell, politically correct or whatever out here. If you cut a rapper off here, they feel sensitive. You be in a cipher, literally a cipher. If you talk over a rapper, they get upset to the point where I've cut off rappers and they've literally gotten upset and walked away from the cipher.
You being the MC,
me being we're all MCs.
That master of ceremonies. Yeah,
and you doing that, they get upset. Where in New York, I was literally in a cipher in like fucking Union Square, and in order for you to be heard, you literally had to force your way into the cipher. You had to rap over the other person rapping and be better so that they paid attention to you rather than wanting to pay attention to them. Like, it was like dog eat dog. It was still camaraderie.
Right.
We were still cool. Nobody was fighting. Nobody was beefing. But if you wanted to get your shit heard, you had to fucking step up and come correct. And like that. But the level of talent, because of that, you saw like, yo, everybody's dope here. Right. Like, every one of these dudes are fucking dope. Out here, it's like, it's not, you don't get the same because everybody's scared. You know what I'm saying? And they'll say things to themselves, and they'll say things in their little pockets or their little cliques, but they don't come out with it. You know what I'm saying? I know dudes who talk about battle rapping all the time and don't go into battles. They don't fucking battle rap. They talk about battle rapping every fucking day, but they don't battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, I've been in battles. I know what it is. So like, I get what you're saying. It's that steel, sharpening steel, getting that thick skin that comes from being in those kind of environments. Out here, it's like, there are pockets of it, and you can find your way to wiggle into those pockets where you're around like really dope creatives who are pushing the envelope. And like, but it's far and few. It's few and far between. In order to find those circles of people that are like tight, and then even then, like, you're caught up in like fighting for resources, and because we're such a smaller media market, like it's like, you know,
you ever watch Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee?
I think I've seen a couple of episodes.
So Chris Rock has this great fucking episode. It's one of my favorite shows of all time, for sure. And Chris talks about how his daughter tried out for the basketball game. Yeah. Or tried out for basketball, and she didn't get picked. And his wife was like wanting to talk to the coach and this and like he said, I love how simple Chris and Jerry too, but how they fucking simple he made. He said, you know, there is a way to get on the team. He said, like, there are a bunch of other daughters who got on the fucking team because they were good. Like, there is a way. It's not like, oh, it's somehow some weird cosmic thing. And Chris talks about being a kid when he was first started out at the Comedy Cellar. He would get there at 7:00 and waiting to get on stage, and it would go all the way till 2, and he still wouldn't get on stage. And, you know, and there's two options when you have that. You can either go home pissy pants, okay, or you can get fucking funnier. Right. And so he wrote and got funnier and funnier and funnier, and he put in the work, right? And so, it even talks about, my mom, a New Yorker as well, my dad, like, they talk about it from their own, like, driving perspective, as an example. If you want to get in there, you're going to get a fucking in there. You got to turn on your New York, and you got to get a fucking in there, right? Exactly. You can't just, what you need to do. You can't just, and then, like, okay, in New York, you might honk more, but it just seems like there's less, anyway, you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I completely...
It's daunting because it's like, well, fuck, I actually have to get better, and I'm not gonna have, oh, look at me, I can sing Part of Your World. I'm not gonna people are not gonna go, oh, amazing, because there's millions of fucking classically trained jazz pianists, just talent fucking everywhere, swimming in it. So I'm gonna have to either get better or eat shit. And my friend Matthew Banks, who was a comedian on the podcast, he episode 24, funny dude. Look up Matthew Banks' podcast. But he talked about how the thing about New York is you will eat a shit sandwich. But once you eat that shit sandwich, you're in and you're all right. You know what I mean? Like, you're a part now. Cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. But
it's paying dues.
It's
paying dues. And people out here, regardless of whether you're playing guitar or busting raps, they don't like to pay dues. They don't like to be told they're whack. Right. Everybody wants to fucking get the participation medal. Right. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, like, no, earn your fucking spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like to think that I've gotten to a space where I've earned my spot. And my spot, whatever spot I have and whatever spot I earned didn't just come from me rapping at this one cipher for several years. It came from being 10 years old and trying to come up with rhymes off the top of my head. It's like we're talking about 25 some odd years of practicing it and being in environments where you were forced to be nice. Like, I had to... In Washington Heights, like, there was one dude in the entire neighborhood that had a studio. And if you wanted to be in that studio, you had to be nice. He wasn't just letting you in his mom's house because you were just a nice person. Right. He had to think you were dope. Right. You know what I'm saying? There were a lot of kids who, I want to take you. Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. If he invited you or he said you could come through, it was quality control. There's no quality control out here. Everybody's fucking friends with each other. You know what I'm saying? There's no quality control. It's like, all right, well, you're a friend and we hang out and we smoke weed together, so let me put you on this show. And, you know, your entire set could suck, but we're friends. It's like, nah, we could be friends, but if I don't put you on my shows because I don't think you're going to bring value to it.
Right.
And that's just real. And you know what I'm saying? And then you just got to keep it 100 if you're not going to bring value. And then if you feel upset about that, okay, then do your own fucking show.
Right. Right.
Don't send me a fucking email about how your feelings are hurt that I didn't get you on the show.
Right.
Just do your own shit and then get to that, you know, and then maybe, okay, now I see what you're doing. Okay, well, now we could work on some shit. Like, get fucking dirty with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get dirty with it. Like, and that's that. We out here, we don't want to get dirty with it. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Everybody's offended. Everybody thinks people are friends and they're not. And it's like we hide under these guises of community and respectability and woke shit and like all of this stuff. And it's like, you know what? Just keep it real. Like, we don't have to do all the, you know what I'm saying? Like this, you know, like don't put sugar on top of shit and call it chocolate. Like just you know what I mean? Like, come on. It's just like I told you, like half the time I'm telling myself, get the fuck out of here. Like, you know, because it's just, I feel you though. I 100% feel you on that note.
Now you're here though. You have family here.
I do.
So you can't just get up and go.
No. I mean, I
at the moment I don't have any. I don't have any pussy hanging holding me down at the moment.
I get your reasons. For me, even having gone back to New York just like recently, like I have no desire to move back to New York.
Interesting.
But I love the being out there and having that desire of like testing myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck how big I make it out here. I still want to be able to go into spaces that I haven't been and say like, let me see if I can get down the way they get down here. Let me see if I can get the same level of props that I get out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be big fish, small pond, the one-eyed cyclops in the blind world. That shit is not enough for me. It's a matter of like, I want to be nice where everybody's nice.
Right. You don't want to be Mekhi Phifer and fucking 8 Mile.
Fucking Mekhi Phifer?
Not just his fucking shitty hair, but you don't want to...
Definitely fucking not. Definitely fucking not.
I don't want to be that guy.
I don't want to be Bunny Rabbit going back to the fucking factory after winning the battle either. I want to win the battle, fuck the prom queen, and fucking that, you know, I mean, that's...
Brittany Murphy was fucking hot. She's up there for me.
She's fuckable. Let's
okay.
You gotta relax.
All right. You know what?
You gotta relax. With this, you're really building their egos, yo. Like, you gotta
dude. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna fucking say it. We all like what we like. Give me a skinny 6 over a fucking like. I'm sorry. Give me like. There's something about skinny white girls. I'm a sucker for skinny.
So you'd rather a skinny 6 than a thick 9? Go ahead and lie.
You want to be real?
Yeah, go ahead and lie to me.
It depends on the race.
Yeah! Fuck. Okay. All right, so now we're going to bring up the scenario. Okay.
Hey, it's 7:58 right now. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to...
Because I like what I like. I like what I like, right? It's just like we always say, as far as the females, you're allowed to not fuck somebody if you don't want to fuck them, right? I'm not everybody's fucking catch, right? That means there are types. There are some people I don't want to fuck, and it's not because I'm body shaming. It's just because I don't like. I'm attracted to what I'm attracted to. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Now, there's also, like we were talking about, context. There's nuance. There are people who I will fuck, but I won't, list necessarily. Just like you would fuck Fiona Apple, but you don't list.
Like you made it to the trials, but you didn't make the team. Or like how American Idol, you made it to California, you came out, we brought you to Hollywood,
yes,
but you didn't make like the final 8.
Yes, exactly. You're not fucking, you're not William Hung, but you're also not,
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Anyway, what are you gonna say?
No, I was gonna try to bring up a scenario like based on ethnicity.
Okay.
So you would take
everybody's number difference. By the way, everybody's number definition changes, but continue. I'm just saying.
Yes, this is relative.
Okay.
This is all relative.
Okay.
So, a white 6 versus an Asian 9.
It depends on if. Here's what it is. It depends on if Give me a scenario. I need literal, because it depends. Here's what it depends for me. If she's kind of Americanized, I don't like. You know what I mean? Like the whole stereotype of white dudes who are like the subservient. I don't like the girls who are straight up from China or from, you know what I mean? Like I like American.
I'm trying to think of a really hot Asian girl. Like
for me,
like a Lucy Liu,
dude,
Lucy Liu.
Oh,
right?
I would fucking murder that shit. Oh my god.
Over Fiona Apple? Please tell me over Fiona Apple. The fact that you have to think about, I'm done.
No. What age though? What age though? Don't say
any fucking age. It's Lucy Liu.
Dude,
you fucking 90s? Kidding me?
Are you out of your fucking early 2000s Fiona Apple? When she had food in her belly?
You fucking kidding me?
Her lips are fucking juicy. Oh my god.
No.
But like, I think Lucy Liu is also part. Oh no. This is what I wanted to talk to you before you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
For fucking be goddamn real.
Okay.
You have to eat ass. Enough of this bullshit. I have had so many fucking guests on here going, oh dear, it's so dirty. Bitch, clean it. It's clean. Not the inside of the asshole. You're not licking the girl's colon. You're fucking
Jesus Christ.
Just licking her ass, maybe a finger or whatever. It's not, you know what I mean?
It has to be a very extraneous circumstance.
Extraneous?
No, I mean, it's like
she's got to be. You mean she's got to be she's got to be a Lucy for you to. Don't get me wrong. You do have to be hot for me to do it for sure.
Yeah, it has to be in the moment. You have to be hot. Like I have to be very hyperly. Like you have to have me out my.
What? Okay, but what if you're eating a pussy?
I'll give you an example.
Yes, sir.
Right. My ex-wife.
Okay.
Me and her don't get along, but she's a good-looking woman. I'll tell you.
Okay.
That. All right. We have two kids together.
Okay.
I remember seeing my ex-wife and telling myself, she's gonna have me do stupid shit. I remember saying that to myself, I'm gonna do stupid shit because of this woman. And this,
right.
Subsequently, I've said the same about other women in my life, where I'm like, yo,
I'll say the same thing.
She's gonna have me do, and when I say stupid shit, I mean nasty shit. Like I'm gonna be doing.
I wouldn't say she would make me do, but I mean I understand what you mean. She's so hot, you would X.
Right.
There are some girls who I literally have said to myself, I would go straight for her fucking asshole. Now I'm not even like gonna lick her, but I will fucking. I want to filth this bitch. I want to. You ever had sex with a girl? And you're like, I need to. This is gonna fucking count. Like this is gonna fucking. She's gonna remember this dick.
Right.
She's gonna fucking. Because this girl is so fucking fine. I'm not like forgetting.
Right,
you know what I mean? I will fucking take a mental image.
I'm going to win. Like I'm going to win. Like we out here to win. We out here to win. I'm winning this. I'm winning this bitch. I'm winning this shit.
I'm gonna make her. If she's from fucking Paris, she's gonna be texting me 2 days from now.
I'm winning this shit.
She will text me from 2 days from now.
I've done that totally. Back to the more specific question. I have eaten ass in the past. That but it's on a certain. It's completely circumstantial. It's circumstantial based on like the chemistry of the person, how fine they are,
right.
How good like the connection got to be crazy. Like it has to be like fucking phenomenal fucking fireworks. The earth is moving. I'm not just licking everybody's ass.
I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying it's a regular. It's on the regular. If you are hot enough. Because there are some girls, I will fuck them, but we never get to me eating her pussy. We just never get to it because, you know what I mean? It's
even
just...
with the hot girls, you can't do that regular.
What are you fucking...
You can't do that regular. You can't do that
What book are you fucking reading?
Nah, you can't do that regular. That shit gotta be like with certain girls and like sucking dick, and they do it on birthdays and fucking special occasions.
Nah. That's because she's not attracted to the dude. That's because she's not attracted to the fucking dude.
This is true. Facts. Agreed. But... I'm not.
She'll suck Jason Momoa's dick right away.
Fact. Okay. I agree with you there.
Okay.
I'm not personally. I'm not just gonna be eating ass willingly. Don't think you're just
gonna
get. Yeah. Don't think you're just gonna get your ass licked the minute every time we fuck. Don't think it's gonna happen.
No. I'm not saying that either. But I'm just saying it's not like oh dear, that's a dirty butthole. Like if it's clean, it's clean. You know what I mean? Like as long as you haven't. Shit recently,
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like fucking, I'm getting in there. You know what I mean. I'm not. Don't be a. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm a.
It's like wasabi. I like my wasabi right on the border of way too hot. You know what I mean. I like to make it where it's like, oh, it's too much.
Exactly. Clean up my sinuses and
That's the way I eat, asshole.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen.
Where can people find your music?
UnLearn The World. That's all my social media handles. UnLearn The World. I got an album called Universes out right now. Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, all that good stuff. I Saint, I Sinner, I Self. Also another self-produced album I put out last year. All of that is out there on all digital platforms and all of that. I got the Unlearn Experience documentary on YouTube.
Wow. Okay.
ROTC TV is also out on YouTube. We're doing that currently, and we out here, just fucking out here. 89.5 KPOO, fourth Sundays, True School TV on Fridays. I'm gonna be in LA this week or this weekend, and it's gonna be fun.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna post this. You will be eating it. I'm gonna post this. This is coming out on Monday.
Okay, so I would have already eaten ass.
Okay, good. Attaboy. So do you have any gigs coming up besides Sunday ROTC? Do you want to plug?
No. I think. December 16th. December 15th. Saturday, December 15th. I will be in Half Moon Bay performing with The Watershed, Lil MC, a bunch of other people. It's gonna be dope. I forget the venue.
It's probably Old Princeton Landing. OPL?
Probably. So
yeah. Old Princeton Landing.
It's fucking Half Moon Bay. There's like maybe 2 bars.
There used to be J7 Studios, and now there's Old Princeton Landing.
Yeah, so it's probably Prince Landing, because I remember doing shows at J7. That was dope. That was a nice little sexy spot. That was an ass eating spot. Yeah.
That was an ass eating spot.
You definitely are eating some ass. That's facts. Take that to the bank.
Oh, God damn it. I need to eat some ass right now. No, me, Peter Feliciano, I will be playing music at, Duvin Wine Bar on Friday, December 7th. I'll be playing at Amelie Wine Bar in San Francisco on December 16th. That's Sunday, December 16th. And then I will be playing at Testarossa Winery on January 19th in Los Gatos for the South Bay people. Follow me on Instagram at Peter_Feliciano, Feliciano. Donate, contribute on patreon.com/conservatish. Leave us a review on fucking iTunes. And yeah, I appreciate all you guys. And thank you so much, UnLearn. I really appreciate you joining me.
Yeah,
I knew it was going to go fucking insane.
It's fucking nuts.
I'm glad we did.
I'm glad we did it.
It's fucking hot as shit in this room. We're going to get out of here. Thank you so much.
Peace.